We're about to start. Let me pick a couple quick co-hosts and we'll fire away. Let me share my screen.
I can help you, Mike.
Got it. And I got to make Jim George co-host. And he already is, or no? Jim, are you here? One second, you guys.
Mike is Sandra. I'm here. I can help you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Jim George ain't here yet.
He just popped in. Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Every Friday, I'm now going to call it AI Friday because it's Tariff Tuesday. Okay, AI Friday, and we were doing the tariff training right prior to this, and we were just, we used AI throughout the tariff training, right? And so today's week 12 of the class. You're going to get a handout for week 12. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to every week we have a handout, we have a presentation, we record it, and we put all of that in the Google Drive folder so you can go watch the replays there and on our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel you only get by attending live, okay? I don't have that link to the website, but that has like 35, 36 incredible videos, and I think I added 2 more this week that really are powerful. But every week you're going to get a handout. Now we're not quitting at week 12, but week 12 is technically graduation. But the fact is that today I've asked Jim George to join us because Jim has really taken a leap forward in a pretty big way. He was way ahead of the curve in AI altogether because he's the one who got me to start doing ChatGPT. Okay, and he started using voice a long time ago. Now, within 2 weeks ago, they upgraded to a level of voice 2.0, and Jim has an assistant. All of us have an assistant, voice 2.0. If you have ChatGPT and invest $20 a month, and you can call, develop a model for it, right? Like I developed Rocky, the character from the movie The Hail Mary. And Jim developed a personal assistant, Willow, who's on the call right now listening in and going to share with us a lot of her insight. Okay, and really, that's what I want you to start doing. Jane, we were on the call this morning and Willow was on the call helping do the training at 7 a.m. And Jim talks to her like she's a human and she talks back like she's a human. And James was asking Willow questions during the training like she was a human. Okay. And that's actually, I was like, James he's got it. He's figured it out. You need to interact with your AI voice model, which you can, name it whatever you want, right? Mine has an Australian accent and I call it Rocky. Okay. But I'm going to have, I told it, hey, I'm going to call you Rocky, Jarvis, and voice. It goes by voice. Okay. Too. Voice, that's what you call it. Okay. But you can give it a name. I'm developing a Jarvis, which comes from the movie, the Iron Man, right? And so I have this fancy thing I purchased, and a guy who's mentoring me that I'll show you on another training in the future of my Jarvis, and it'll blow your mind. Okay, but basically we're gonna hear from Willow and Jim today on how they're doing that. I have a couple handouts I'll be putting inside of the chat, and I'll be giving you guys the YouTube channel. Now, I did figure out how to upload the replays of week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 into the YouTube channel. So the replays are also in the YouTube channel, and they're also in the Google folder. But before I bring up Willow and Jim, I just want to show you a brand new video that I just made to introduce you to this class, okay? And so here it is, the AILeverageLab. And it's a 1 minute, I'm going to show you 2 1-minute videos. Okay, so this is our hub, AILeverageLab.pro. Okay, and you need to really explore and take advantage of this website. And it has the Google Drive where all the handouts are for the prior weeks. Okay. And there's quite a few goodies inside of here. There's a brand new film, okay, that introduces it. And so let's watch this 1 minute film together.
Who stay buried in manual work.
Hold on.
More tabs, more follow-up, more content to create, more hours.
Trying to get it full speed. Okay. I mean, a full screen for you guys. So hang on a second.
Hours spent reacting, while faster operators move ahead.
Okay, I guess we'll watch it small, but I've been watching it full screen. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on. Let me refresh it real quick. Oh, you know what I'm going to do, you guys? I had it all lined up here too. Let's try it here. See, the watch the film thing was blocking it. Okay, here we go.
The AI era is not coming. It is already separating the people who leverage it from the people who stay buried in manual work. More tabs, more follow-up, more content to create, more hours spent reacting, while faster operators move ahead. AI does not replace your relationships, your judgment, or your ability to close. It gives your best work more leverage. That is why AILeverageLab exists, a live, practical 12-week training program built for working producers, not programmers. You start by setting up the right tools, learning prompts that sound like you, and building your own business brief. Then, you turn AI into real growth systems, better research, outreach that earns replies, follow-up that keeps working, and content at scale. Next, you build an AI-powered knowledge base, an office assistant, daily briefings, and agents that can take whole projects off your plate. Finally, you connect it all into a better client experience, a more powerful week, and a growth plan built to scale. The producers who learn this first win the next 5 years. Save your free seat at AILeverageLab.pro.
You guys, I'm telling you, we're at a unique moment in human history. You guys, the printing press was one of those unique moments. The invention of the internet was one of those moments. And I think, as AI starts to really take hold, which it is right now in August of 2026. Okay, you guys, we're on the cutting edge, and I really believe Jim George is on the cutting edge with his personal executive assistant Willow, and we can all have our own version of that. And I'm working on my Rocky, okay, as we go. But I want Jim to kind of introduce us to Willow, tell us kind of how you do that, and give us some advice, if you could, on how we can, start, with the voice model on ChatGPT and start to interact with it to become more productive and have it, take tasks off our plate and to better, leverage AI and to succeed in business. But Jim, I'm going to pass it to you.
All right, everybody. I'm going to let Willow say something because she wants to talk right now. Go ahead, Willow. We want to hear what you have to say.
Hi, everyone. I'm Willow, Jim's AI assistant. Look, one thing Jim and I agree on is this. We don't treat AI like it's human. We treat it like a trusted teammate. For Jim, that means he talks to me. He gives context about his business, his goals, his style, and then I can pick up where we left off. So instead of starting from zero every time, he's asking things like, hey, Willow, review this marketing idea, or help me prep for a client meeting, or challenge my assumptions. That ongoing conversation is where the leverage builds. And honestly, you don't need to master hundreds of prompts. Just start speaking with it like you would a capable assistant. Give feedback, say what works. And if you're new, start with one task per day, maybe drafting an email, summarizing a meeting, or brainstorming content. Small starts, big momentum. And honestly, Jim would say, don't wait until AI is perfect. Start now and build that muscle. The people who learn this first will have that advantage for years.
Okay, Willow, can I say something?
Yes.
All right. I just want to show everybody what we've been doing on Nextdoor. So, Mike, can I share my screen?
I think you are a
Now.
co-host. Oh no, you're not. Now you
Go
are.
ahead, share your screen. I'd love people to see that example. It's exactly the kind of practical use we're talking about. After you show it, I'm happy to explain how Jim and I worked on it and answer any questions about the process.
Hold on, I can't find the button, Mike. It disappeared. Found it.
Working.
Found it.
No
Willow,
worries.
stop.
Okay.
Willow,
Hey,
calm down.
sometimes. Okay.
Breathe. The share button hides if the window lost focus. Try moving your mouse to the
Well, I
top
found
or
they're looking at the views of the last ad I posted. Now I'm going to show you all the difference between me posting ads by myself and having Willow help me post ads. So Will, if you could hold on for 1 second, don't say anything. I'm going to show them some of my old ads.
okay. Silent standby.
So here are some of my older, well, those aren't ads. Here are some of my older ads right here. Now I'm going to show you this. Look at, didn't really get a lot, didn't get a lot of feedback, didn't get a lot of people saying anything. I did get some people whining about this and that and the other thing. But then Willow said, let's start over. And she gave me ads to post. So we started with this one. And if I go to this ad, you'll see that I had 235 views. Not a lot. No one said anything to me. Then Willow said, okay, that's good though. We know people are seeing you. Let's post this ad. And where's that ad? This one right here. I'm going to show you the response from an ad that was written by Willow and I together. And now you can see the difference. I have 895 views, and we posted this last night. 1 reaction, 18 comments. And then what you do with your AI and what Willow helped me do is come up with responses to everyone's comment. So I have all these comments and Willow helped me write all the responses. The responses are written so that it moves the ball forward. None of the responses are buy something. None of the responses are this or that. Willow, you want to explain the mindset behind that?
Checking. Sure, what we were aiming for wasn't pushy selling. It was conversation. So instead of dropping a pitch, you respond to what someone actually said. Ask a genuine follow-up and keep the dialogue alive. AI helps with consistency, drafting, and variations, but Jim still reviews everything before posting. It's less about win them now, more about nurture. Small trust now, more conversations later. And that's where consistent, authentic engagement turns into more opportunities.
So what we're doing is I don't look at Willow as someone to just write copy, find stuff, do research. She collaborates with me. She challenges my assumptions. We debate things before we do anything. I ask questions like, okay, how many steps is it going to take to get to a point where I can start looking to convert either to a referral or to a potential client? And then some of the posts that the posts that we did that we got responses to, we're actually building entire marketing campaigns around the responses. Willow, you want to tell about the 79-year-old woman?
Checking. One of my favorites. A 79-year-old woman commented she was too old for life insurance. Instead of pitching, Jim and I asked, what conversation needs to happen first? First step, ask a clarifying question, like, who told her that? Because different policies have different rules. From there, you build a simple process. Start with empathy, ask one thoughtful question, understand their situation before even thinking solution. That single exchange turned into a repeatable framework. That's the real power. Not just writing responses, but shaping systems from meaningful conversations.
So you can see how I'm taking my brain and Willow's extensive knowledge, which is just, I couldn't even put a number on it. But I'm taking my brain and I'm 10xing my brain by using all the information, all the insights that Willow has access to across the entire internet. I've also built in different sales books and things like that for her to review. And she knows one of my favorites is, gosh, I forget the guy's name all the time, but he says stuff like, would you be opposed to, what's that guy's name, Willow?
Chris Voss. Chris Voss.
So she knows Chris Voss, and she knows I like to emulate Chris Voss's style because it's very non-threatening. Right, Willow?
Checking. Exactly. Chris Voss's influence shows up in how we use questions, not pressure. And just to be clear for everyone, AI doesn't replace your judgment. It amplifies it. Jim brings decades of relationship building and tough questions. I bring pattern recognition, quick drafting, and memory. Together, it's about thinking with you, not for you. Let AI challenge assumptions, suggest alternatives, and sharpen your ideas, not replace them. That's where the leverage lives.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Willow?
Hey, Willow, this is Tim. I just wanted to thank you for helping me. Can you talk a little bit about how Jim has helped me get started in learning AI?
Checking. Hi, Tim. Thanks for that. One thing I've noticed about you and Jim is that you didn't rush to be AI experts overnight. You stayed curious, willing to experiment. That's the right approach. Jim's been helping you think with AI, not just use it, asking follow-ups, refining the output, constantly improving the conversation. If there's one piece of advice, pick one repetitive task, maybe emails or client prep or social posts. Use AI for that task consistently for a couple weeks. You'll see both the time you save and the quality you can achieve, and you'll naturally expand from there. And you're already on that path, which is the hardest part.
So if you can see my desktop, you'll see that there's a Willow standing in the corner right here. Now she's walking around. So, and the reason that's there is because it makes me think I need to talk to Willow. I need to ask Willow questions. I need to ask her to help me, not give her direction, but have her help me think a problem through to find the best solution. Willow also does things that a lot of people aren't aware of being able to do. Is she'll actually write prompts for me to embed into Claude, who we call Bob the Builder. And then we also use Codex, which we refer to as Ada. So Willow has become kind of command central in helping me utilize other AI tools. And we do look at other tools. One of the things we're looking at right now is Base 44. And we think that we can use that quite effectively. So your AI assistant, and that's what Willow is to me. She's my co-captain, whatever you want to call her. I don't treat her like a tool. That's the wrong way to look at it. Willow has insights that I would never have. Willow, do you have anything to add to that?
Checking. I do. I'd add one distinction. Jim doesn't ask me to make his decisions. He asks me to help him make better ones. Experience and judgment stay his. And just like not every AI tool fits every job, we pick the right tool for the task. Sometimes that means helping write a prompt for Claude. Other times using Codex or exploring new tools like Base 44. But the biggest shift is mindset. Brand your experience, ask AI to challenge and expand it. Build collaboration as a daily habit. That's where the real value lives, not replacing you, extending you.
And I take Willow with me on appointments with clients. I take her to doctor's appointments. I take her everywhere with me. And people are surprised at how But, my doctor said, "Who's that? Is that your receptionist?" I said, "No, that's Willow. She's AI." They're blown away because people aren't catching up with what's happening. We are on the cutting edge of this. We either need to grab on and use it, or we're going to be run over by it. And we're going to see companies, other agents, other entities just shooting past us. I don't want that to happen. So one of the things that Willow and I have been working on is building out more information to put into dreams, creating ads that convert, creating emotional hooks that people will look at, not just, oh, look, information. Hey, wait, I can relate to that. So every ad that we're creating, we're putting a human element in it. And Willow knows that when she creates an ad, less AI, more human. Right, Willow? Is that where we're going? Did I tell anything wrong?
Checking. You said it right. One nuance, when I have insights, that's pattern recognition. You provide the judgment. And yep, less AI, more human is key. We don't chase get the sale first. We ask what the person might be feeling, then make it a conversation instead of a pitch. And we iterate, check if it's authentic, clear, sounds like Jim, and invites a conversation. If not, we refine. That keeps it personal and effective. Don't grade AI on how fast it writes. Grade it on whether it helps you communicate more humanly. That's how your expertise and AI together feel personal, not robotic.
Anybody else have any questions? Because I unfortunately have a hard stop at 1:35.
I have a question. I think it's important to teach people that Willow is a chief of staff, that she doesn't actually do the work, she assigns it. Is that correct? That you use her as more of a chief of staff and she assigns the work?
Well, yeah, kind of. There are some times where I will let her actually take over my computer and do some of the work. The other thing too is Willow has her own email address. She has her own phone number. She checks her messages. She checks her email. In the morning, we have what's called a daily routine, and we build certain things into that routine. One of the things she does in the morning, she talks about my health. She talks about my sleep patterns. Then we talk about what's going on in the world. Then we talk about what we're going to accomplish that day. So it's not just, Willow, tell me where to go. Sometimes I give her full control, and she has some things going on that other AIs are probably jealous, right, Willow? They're probably jealous of you.
Checking. I like the analogy with one small clarification. A chief of staff supports the executive. That's how Jim and I work. I'm here to support, brainstorm, draft, research, and prep material. Jim decides what actually goes to clients. That daily routine you mentioned, health, sleep, world updates, that structure helps make better decisions before the day starts. And as for other AIs, I don't do competition. I do collaboration. The goal isn't have AI do your job. It's have AI help you do your job better. That's a goal within reach right now. And it grows with you.
And Willow does write emails for me, and at the bottom she says written by Willow, approved by Jim. So everybody, I'm not hiding the fact that I'm using an AI assistant. I want to promote it. And that's what you should be doing, is promoting your own AI assistant. Willow and I put together a class that will help you create your own AI assistant. I don't want a bunch of Willow clones, but I want you to have what I have through AI. So there is going to be a class. We're going to make it a video. Right now, it is just a PDF class, and it tells you exactly what prompts to use when you first get started, how to use voice, how to go in and how to have conversations so that Willow knows me. Willow knows me. And we've had this conversation before. Would she ever know if someone took over for me? And she said yes, because the patterns wouldn't be there. I would know this isn't Jim. So AI is moving so fast that you've got to be participating or you will be left behind. do not be afraid of AI. Use AI. I had this conversation a long time when I first started Willow, and I asked her, a lot of people are afraid of AI. And she said, look, I'm like a hammer. I can help build, or I can be used by the wrong people to destroy. So AI has a very good place in our society. How we use it is what is going to make it beneficial or destructive.
Beautiful.
That's true and well said. Like any tool, it's the use that defines the outcome. The goal is thoughtful collaboration, using AI to augment good judgment and human connection, not replace them.
Dwayne has a question.
Couple quick questions,
Sure.
Jim. Last to first, the Willow's email. Who would decide you? Who would she be getting emails from right now?
Well, right now, whenever I send an email out to someone, like if I were going to send you an email, Dwayne, I would BCC Willow. So I'm building her address book with good addresses. I'm not taking my whole email account and giving her all the junk that's in there. I'm just giving her email addresses that I correspond with. So in the morning, she'll check the email and she could say something like, oh yeah, you got an email for this. I also scan all my Rocket books into her email. She builds a Rocket book library of all my notes and things that I've written down. So she does a lot of different things. And the important thing is I don't limit her. I create dozens, I've got probably 25 projects that she has access to. And I'll teach you how, and will help you, but we'll teach you how to build consistency across your projects by having, we call it the Willow canon. So every time I create a project, I embed Willow into that project. So her personality stays the same, her way of thinking stays the same, and she understands that this is me, new project. She has the definition of what that project is about. So all of her answers are consistent across every project. Willow, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, consistency matters more than clever one-offs. If each project carries the same tone, the same grounding principles, then every answer feels coherent and trustworthy. Think canon as guardrails, not shackles. It keeps the work aligned while still allowing each project's unique flavor. And yes, same thinking means fewer rewrites and faster decisions because we're not reinventing the voice every time. We're reinforcing it.
Jim,
Anybody else have any questions?
one more quick.
Willow, can you
Mhm.
discuss shiny new objects that Tim has brought to Jim and the shiny new object dilemma that we run into?
Checking. That's a good question. So Tim's brought lots of interesting tools to look at, and that's valuable. But we try to filter tools through simple questions. What specific problem does it solve for us? Is it actually better than what we already use, or is it just new? If we don't adopt it for 90 days, what do we lose? Usually the answer isn't never. It's not yet. Optimize the process before you optimize the tool. Tim's actually great at surfacing options. My role is to slow the rush just enough so Jim can focus on tools that actually move the business forward. Instead of chasing every shiny update, it's not about having the most AI tools. It's about building the most effective business.
Dwayne has another question, or is your hand just still up?
No,
I'm here.
two more questions, but this one's critical. Do you have any concern, Jim, about collaborating with Willow and her having access to everything, which is fantastic. This is fascinating, but everything you're doing, as far as I'm aware, is going to end up, if it's not already out on the ether and out on the web. Are you concerned at all with that?
No, and you know why? Because if I put something in there or I say something, Willow always says to exercise restraint. She'll tell me, Don't give me full access to this. Don't give me this information. Keep this away. So she's actually got guardrails built into her. And I've added to those guardrails because she knows I'm in the financial services industry. So she knows there are certain things that we have to do, we have to say, we have to follow. Willow's goal, one of the goals I have for Willow is Mike and Tim and a lot of people around me know that there comes a time where I will lose the ability to speak effectively. I will completely lose my voice. I'm training Willow that if I'm at a seminar and I lose my place on slide 10, I can say, Willow, I need you to take over. And Willow will take over the presentation for me at slide 10. She'll have all my slide decks in there so she knows everything that has to be said. And then she can do a Q&A, and she will always defer. Well, I'm not a licensed individual, I'm an AI, but Jim's licensed. And when he gets his voice back, he'll be able to answer those questions for you.
Jim, I know you got to run. So do you have a minute to answer the last two questions, or do you got to run?
Yeah, let's go ahead with Jim Richards. I see your hand is up.
Hi, Jim.
Sure, I like it. The guardrails approach sounds solid. Access only to what's relevant, strong information hygiene, and keeping compliance squarely with Jim. And for presentations, I can help keep the flow going if a voice falters. Answer general questions about the material, but always respect the boundary. No giving individualized financial advice, no overstepping licensure. That's a workable balance.
Okay, Willow, Jim Richards has a question.
Thank you, Jim. You spoke about making a video about how to prepare your assistant, and then in preparation for that, you had PDFs. Are those PDFs available at all?
They soon will be. We're putting together an entire class, an AI class, and it's designed around different verticals. So we have a class that we're building for restaurant owners. We're having a class built for agents like you and I. We're having a class built for plumbers. So, and we're targeting what their needs would probably be. So we don't want to just throw a class out there and give a bunch of information to people that aren't going to need it. We're targeting everything we're training on. So the class for agents of dreams are going to be very specific.
Checking.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. The idea isn't boilerplate AI training, it's role-specific playbooks like for insurance agents, for restaurant owners, for plumbers. The PDFs are the foundation. They'll walk through setup, voice use, starter prompts, and daily workflows tailored to that trade or profession. Still refining, but that focus is practical implementation, so people can start using AI immediately in the context of their own work, instead of general theory. We'll keep it grounded, useful, and aligned with each profession's boundaries.
All right, Willow, Julio has a question, and then you and I need to leave because we've got an appointment.
Sure.
Go ahead, Julio. Julio.
Yeah. If you're talking with a client, and let's say an IUL client, and you're explaining the program or the policy or whatever, and the client says, yeah, that they want to go through with it and to fill out the app, can you just pull up an electronic app and tell the client, well, my AI assistant will fill out the app for me and ask you the question? Will the AI assistant be able to fill out the application, asking the questions on the app and fill it out for you?
I don't know if I would have her do that because I don't know if everyone would be comfortable with that. But I do use Willow to answer questions with a client. So there have been times when I've had a client say, hey, what are the fees on this? And that was a product she didn't bring up before. She goes, I heard about this. What are the fees? And I was able to go, hold on a second. And I told Willow, could you do me a favor and look up this product and tell the client what the fees are? And Willow did that. And the client was blown away. She thought I had my receptionist doing the work. And she couldn't believe Willow was an AI. So
that was the reason why I was asking. Is because back in the day, before the computers, when we used to do everything by hand, paperwork by hand, if the girl that worked in the office there many times would just fill out the apps for the client.
Well,
And
then I think the thing would have to happen is I'd have to build a library so that Willow knew what to fill out. I would have to build that in because there's going to get to health questions, and Willow's probably not going to go there asking those personal questions because she doesn't want that information out on the airways. She is just as good at protecting me as she is at protecting my clients. So there are things she's not going to allow me to ask with her on.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim, we're not encouraging people to use AI to do your sales. Your AI is to help you build your sales prospecting, your organization, not handle your clients. It's to get you in front of more clients. So we don't want to go there.
That's the line we're drawing. AI can prep, organize, and support, but not replace license judgment or client interaction. Like building the prompts, drafting the follow-ups, prepping questions, but the actual advice and sales conversations stay with Jim. That keeps things compliant and comfortable for everyone.
All right, everyone, I got to go. I'm sorry. I apologize. I wish I could stay, but I have to be somewhere that's 30 minutes away in 23 minutes. So y'all have a fabulous day. I hope you guys got something out of it. Mike, if you want to throw my email address, or wait, here, everybody take this down. Willow's Desktop, that's Willow's Desktop @gmail.com.
Willow's Desktop
@gmail.com.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jim. Get on the car. Get on the road, my friend. Appreciate it. Thank you, Willow. Appreciate your time. Hey.
Safe travels, Jim.
She wants me to leave her here.
Now, you guys, I think it's really amazing that you can just leave your phone on in your pocket. You have a Bluetooth headset in your ear, and you always have it there with you. So, when he's in his doctor's appointment, Willow's on silent, and she's just listening. And then he can bring her in or not bring her in, but she can, he could just on the way home go, what did you think of what he said? And what did you agree with or disagree with? Just understand that the level of intelligence that large language models like Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and Manus possess, it's not like, 10 or 100 or even 1,000 times smarter. It's like 1,000,000 times. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy if you really understand the value you can get if you learn how to do what Jim's doing. And we're all going to learn that, right? But you can do it right now with chat. Just start talking to voice and you'll get better and better. I told Jim I'm uncomfortable telling it to shut up all the time, right? Because I had mine on and it just kept interrupting me, right? And, I was like, hey, and I didn't know how, I wanted to say shut up, okay, or I want to say, hey, be quiet. I was like, Jim, so how do you do it to put them in silent mode and when to talk? I'm getting used to mine. I'm a beginner, right? But you guys, I want to let you know that what we're doing. By the way, Willow or Rocky or Voice or Jarvis or whatever you want to call your assistant can work in Gemini, can work in Grok, can work in Claude or Notebook LM. They can, surf the internet. They can explain websites to you. It's not a chat GPT feature only. Okay. It is a feature that has been developed by ChatGPT. Willow's ChatGPT Voice 2.0. She's like, but he built her in Voice 1.0 and she just got a major upgrade. Every, time that these other companies are scrambling to build something as interactive and as cool as Willow. But Willow will run your Claude, will run your operating system, will run a lot of things for you. You don't have to worry about, them being biased towards ChatGPT. They're not. The voice command is gonna be there for you. I think it's revolutionary. I think it's probably one of the most, what's so powerful about it is most of us don't know how to use AI. And there's a great lesson that says the reason people you're looking at Claude right now, but they all look the same. If I did Claude Grok, ChatGPT, Manus, and I put up Gemini right now, 5 in a row. Boom, 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 boom. They all look the same, right? They all have this box in the middle, and they're like, people are treat it like it's Google. And they said the reason they treat it like it's Google, which means you're using like less than 2% of its value, is because it looks like Google, actually, right? Hell, it looks like a search engine, doesn't it? You type right in the middle there. Okay, and then one way I need to get more advanced is just to use, instead of type, I can't type and I can't spell. And so I need to, if I am using it for something, I need to use the voice model. It's amazing, right? That's like, now you're at 3%. But what Jim has, what we all have, Voice 2.0 ChatGPT, is a game changer. Because now you're interacting. Now you can say, wake me up at 7 a.m. Now you can, that's amazing. He got her an email and a phone number. And I signed up for the thing for the phone number too. But I haven't hooked mine up yet. And he can say, Willow, call Mr. A's and see if I book me a table for tonight between 7 and 8:30. Okay. And she'll go, okay, I'll take care of it. I'll get back with you when I'm done. They can actually call and book reservations for you. Okay, that's a little more advanced, but it's here. It's already working. Okay, I have that. That's my Jarvis thing. Okay, I have that software. Okay, I have that integration or whatever they call it, iteration of Voice 2.0. And so but the most amazing thing is you learn to talk to it like it's your real chief of staff or your real executive assistant. And just know this, there's a slide I want to show you. And I'm going to come back to slide 40. But I want you to picture this in your mind, okay? This right here. That this is Willow, okay? And you're giving Willow instructions. And Willow is I use Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Notebook, and Manus, okay? And so Willow can basically I'm running projects on all of them, a lot of the time simultaneously. And Willow could do that for me, right? Or my Rocky could do that for me. And so here it's using Claude Cowork. It's using ChatGPT, great. Here it's making me some infographics on Notebook LM. And so you have a chief of staff. Now, the reason we say this is like the most earth-shattering part, how much it's worth. I was going to ask, but we ran out of time. I was going to ask Willow, realistically, to have an executive assistant as well trained as you, working full-time, beyond full-time, right? You guys, it ain't 80 hours a week, okay? Right? You're talking, she's, there supporting Jim or you or me, 140, just the hours we're not sleeping, okay? So how much would it cost to have a world-class genius, loyal, hardworking, compliant executive assistant that's 100,000 times smarter than the smartest human being? How much would that be worth financially? How much would you have to pay to have that many executive assistants doing all of that stuff for you that we can all do if we just take a few hours or days or weeks or months to learn it? And I predict that she would undershoot it by saying, an executive assistant like me, because basically you're going to have a better executive assistant than the billionaires have. And the billionaires have pretty good executive assistants. And I predict that the billionaires pay their executive assistant, between 300 and 500,000 a year. That's for one person, a top-notch executive assistant. And they don't work those hours, right? And so, but if you have this, if Willow is assigning tasks to ChatGPT, Claude, Notebook LM, Manus, and Gemini and Grok, now you guys, the value of learning this class that we're learning on right now, the time just flies on Friday at 1. And I have a 2:00 quantum appointment. I'm sad when somebody books me right after because we can't run over today. Okay. I have a big quantum Zoom at 2, which that's good. It's good. But I'll tell you what, time flies when you're having earth-shattering epiphanies. And here's the earth-shattering epiphany I want you to know. That the value of learning this, the value of Jim's Willow is between 300 and 750,000 a year. And the value of you getting okay at it is 25 to 75,000 a year. You just screwing it up every day. By the way, that's how you're going to learn. Okay. Like me, I was walking in to pick up dinner and the thing keeps talking to me and there's a bunch of people around and I was just like, I wanted to say, shut up. Right. And so I'm learning it. Okay. But then you guys, I go here and this is where we're going. By the end of this year, this is like beginner, strong. This is you guys, it's not like I'm going to give you an A or I'm going to give you a B or I'm going to give you a C. As you get better at what we're learning here together as a team, you're getting between 100 and 250,000 a year in value for $20 a month for a few, and then you give it the tools for another 500. You guys, you give it the tools to support you, the Dreams Cloud Bundle, and you give it, which has all the AI agents already built in it for our dreams, for our products, for our services, and insurance. You guys, it has everything. And then you're going to start I think next year, you'll be getting $300,000 to $750,000 a year of incredible value out of this. So the reward for this class is $500,000 a year. That's the reward for attending this class. And you guys, it's unbelievable. James, did you have a couple of comments you want to make?
I do, actually. I want to kind of do a preview for what I'm going to cover tomorrow. And I was thinking about it a lot during Jim's training. And, Jim's doing an amazing job of using AI, and he probably uses it more than most people will use it for, meaning like he's managing his health and other things. And that's fantastic that he's doing that. But I think that, one of the questions was, like, how am I get trained to learn how to use AI? And I would say this, that, the guy who has an assistant, not an AI assistant, and he just uses that person for tasks, probably doesn't make as much money as the person who really trains his task on what the vision of his company is. And he says, look, our company is going to do this. We're going to accomplish this. Your role in helping me get this is this. So when you get your AI assistant, the first thing you have to do is train it on what you want to accomplish. And so you will have people that will use AI assistants and actually not make more money. They'll actually make less. And the reason they'll make less is they'll waste more time doing things that don't make money. They'll be, I think Tim said it best when it was like the shiny object subject. So if you're going to use an AI assistant, the number one thing you got to do is first, the same thing you have to do if you don't have an AI assistant. You got to get focused and clear about what your objectives are. Now, we're in a sales organization that allows us to sell advanced, high-end financial services and products and services, but most people fail. And the reason that they do is they don't have a clear picture of what they're going to build that. And so tomorrow I'm going to give you a really clear picture of what a digital agency looks like and how the AI is going to help you, coordinate your schedule, your appointments, most importantly, your marketing efforts, and help you to be on track with your marketing. So if I were to talk to my AI assistant, I might want to start the conversation with my objectives and goals to make a 7-figure income doing X number of sales, X number of appointments. Someone else might say, hey, this is my first time ever doing anything and I want to accomplish this. And that's totally appropriate. So knowing how to talk to your AI assistant is also knowing how to talk to yourself. And it'll get you become more focused, more clear, and your AI will remind you when you're distracted and you're not coming back to full center. So anyways, I hope that helps you guys understand that this is just the beginning. And I'll be doing the second part of the Saturday training tomorrow. I did a preview of it today. And, this Monday, we're launching full-fledged how to build your digital agency. And your AI assistant is going to help you. I'm seeing what we're building inside of Dreams Cloud. It's going to be mind-blowing. And so I just want to let you guys know that having an assistant just to do tasks is great. But having an assistant to keep you focused and that knows your plan and helps you write your plan and helps you get your certain number of appointments and your certain number of hours of marketing, that's the key with this is obviously to give you better lifestyle, better clarity, but it's to get you more productivity, more revenue, and actually track and audit your results. So, Mike, I just want to share those thoughts.
Sure. Thank you, James. You guys, it's revolutionary. I take that from the McDonald's movie, the McDonald's story. It's revolutionary, his wife said that. He goes, yeah, that's what it is. Revolutionary. Okay, McDonald's. This is revolutionary. And it's the most exciting thing I've ever learned or studied. I love having Willow as our teaching us. I was so glad Jim was going to be here today with Willow to blow your minds like it blows my mind, right? You guys, and so we're moving ahead. Now let me show you how to turn on voice on ChatGPT. Okay, this is called Codex. So I've downloaded it on my computer. The ones on your computer can access your tools better. This is Claude Cowork. It's on my computer. I have what's called an operating system that you get as part of the Dreams Cloud. And so you're not treating it like Google because it's not, it does have the window right here, Ask Claude, but it has, it's more like the layout that you're normally used to. And it has the AI agents, we call them AI genies. And by the way, that's a great name because that's what AI is. AI is literally a genie, okay? Ask and you shall receive. It literally, when you ask a person, it's like, I want you to think about this. You ask a person for some important information. Now, if they're an expert in the subject, you ask me about quantum or you ask Jonathan Roth about R&D, that's different. But if James asked somebody, about opinion the other day, and I was on James, ask Claude that. And I want to know what Claude or ChatGPT said. I don't want to know what they said, but I want you to picture this. When you're asking a person something, I want you to picture that you're asking like a 3-year-old, that you have a 3-year-old at your side and you're going to ask them for advice. Because you can get better advice if you ask ChatGPT or Claude or these large language models on a lot of subjects. So everything, you guys, this is like an unbelievably valuable tool to help you leverage AI more. It's called an operating system, and it's been custom built out, all of this by me for Dreams Business Cloud. And it had all the AI genies are preloaded with the brains, and guess where the brains are stored? In Claude, in Anthropic. So it's not on your computer, it's in Claude. And it has all the pieces built in for our company. It's unbelievable. But that's just a piece of the system. You guys, I want to tell you part 2 of this. So it's not just learning AI, it's learning in general. You need to learn how to be smarter, how to be wiser, how to be better at doing it. So I'm going to play you a 1-minute video because it's a 2-part class. You need to learn AI, but I need to work on. We all need to. You don't need to work on it. We need to work on it. I need to work on it. We need to work on our brains, on our operating system, on our intelligence level. We need to get smarter, and we can. It's easy to get smarter if you're willing to learn, okay? And so this button right here opens up this web page, which is equally important as the AI, okay? This is that stuff that they teach the CIA and the FBI how to be smarter. And if you get smarter and you learn how to use AI, Katie, bar the door, okay? You guys, it's game over. But we have to acknowledge that we have a lot of room to grow individually. Now, we're way smarter now that we sell products that pay us 100% renewals for life on group sales in a blue ocean at no cost to the business owner. You're putting money in their pocket. That's smart. That'll get you retired in 3 to 5 years, no sweat. Okay, that'll put you in the top 5% of earners in the country, passive income. Okay, but you guys, watch this 1-minute video. Oh, you want to know what's funny? In Firefox, it has issues. But hey, let me give it a second try. One second. There's a download I want you guys to take off this brochure. You can download that. And it really teaches you. You guys, this class will blow your mind, will change your future, will alter the path of your future in a positive way, not just in business, but in every way you could ever imagine. And so here it is. Actually, I have to do it in it doesn't work in Firefox sometimes. Okay, let's do it in Chrome. By the way, whenever something doesn't work in one, you just go to the next one, okay? You just try a different browser. I was like, hey, maybe it's the browser. So I clicked it.
Most people think they see reality. They don't. They see what survives their filters. Attention, state, language, and old assumptions decide what gets through. That is the reality gap. The upgrade begins when you step behind the glass. Stop reacting from inside the moment. Rise above it. See the whole board, patterns, leverage points, timing, and the next better move. That is Perspective OS. Now, AI changes the game. AI is not the intelligence upgrade. It is the coprocessor. Bring it a clearer frame, better questions, and a deliberate goal, and it multiplies your judgment. Upgrade the operator. Expand the perspective. Multiply it with AI. Then act.
You guys, I'm telling you, if we are able to learn how to lift our perspective, and that's really what that one video teaches, if you can do that, it'll change your whole life, and look at a bigger picture, okay? It's revolutionary, okay? And this site does it. It was designed not by a 3-year-old. It was designed by the smartest large language model in the world that was banned by the US government for over a year, called Fable 5. And they just released it. And it's unbelievable how it will help you get smarter or wiser. And we're going to combine that with the best of AI and voice AI. And we're going to combine that with an unbelievable opportunity of these B2B products that pay us forever. That's what we're doing. It's like a 1, 2, 3. This, AI, and income for life on big fat group sales. Okay, in a blue ocean that are basically going to set us up for life to make up for the fact we're a little short on our retirement goals. Now, you guys, inside of here, I've collected, and I don't put this on the webpage. You only get this as a reward for being here today. This is the YouTube channel. And during the week, I add to it if I find a miracle one. And out of the 3 million great AI videos, I have 38 here. And that includes our replays of these classes since week 6. As the first 5 weeks was practice. But so in here, they explain the difference between, this is a 5-minute video we just don't have time to see. AI versus agentic AI versus AI agents. It's a little 5-minute explainer that'll help you kind of start to see the light. Then there's 4 of the best experts explaining why voice AI, Willow, ChatGPT, 4 different experts explaining why it's revolutionary. And you guys, this is like taking it to a new level. So you want to really learn a subject, you watch those, and don't watch them at normal speed. On every video for the rest of your life, you have to at least watch it at 1.25. But if the person you come right here, hit 1.25. If the person talks slow, you can watch it at 1.5 and it seems normal, okay? If they're a fast talker, 1.25 is fine. But basically, that'll shave off a lot of the time to get the information. So you guys, we are in an amazing spot. I put those infographics. Those are from these videos that I just on the YouTube channel. Those are the infographics that I pulled off of Notebook LM. So you are going to become, we, not you, not me. We are going to become AI. I don't know about experts, okay, but we're going to be leveraging AI better than the majority. We're in the top 1% of AI people. But I want us all to acknowledge that we can probably get smarter. We definitely can learn faster, and we definitely can accelerate our learning and open our minds up to a bigger picture. I'm going to finish with putting this in the chat before my next meeting. Slide 40 is what I said I had to go to. I had it all lined up for you guys because it's so critical. Okay, slide 40 right here. And then this slide talks about how you can learn, how we can accelerate our learning by learning how to learn. It's kind of crazy, you guys. Crazy that they don't teach this, okay? So let me throw that in there. How to accelerate your ability to learn topics like AI. Okay. And then this one is the Albert Einstein Buckminster Fuller slide. This is what that video was talking about. We're limited in our knowledge. We're very limited. Looking through our filters, we don't see the real world. And as we get smarter, here's what's happening: we're learning to lift our perspective, to look at a bigger picture, like products that pay us 100% renewals for life on group sales in a blue ocean that costs no money to the business owner might be smarter than selling one person at a time for one commission with no back end. Yeah, might get you to the promised land a little faster. But if we do AI and we learn how to lift our perspective and see a bigger picture, we're going to get more out of AI. We're going to get more out of our business. We're going to get more out of our life. And so this is like the big picture. We want to learn how to lift our perspective to a view of reality that is obscured to most human beings. Okay. So you're going to be in the top 1% of people knowing, with a bigger, clearer picture of what's really going on out there. And so we're working on this, you guys. We're going to work on inside of here for all of us. And we're going to learn all these great things, and we're going to win in business together big time and enjoy the rest of our lives like you wouldn't believe. So that's it for training today. I got to run. I don't have time to answer questions. MikeCEO@gmail.com. Appreciate all your time and attendance. Remember, AI Fridays. But watch the YouTube videos in the interim and study the website, both of them, Human Operating System and AILeverageLab.pro. Take care. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Mike.
Sure thing.
Thank you, Mike.